Toastmaster level. She has just returned from a tour of New Orleans and Louisiana. She was enthralled by the scenery, the music, the history, and the stories. Tonight, she will introduce you to one of New Orleans' historical figures. Her manual that she's speaking from is one of the advanced manuals. It is the Entertaining Speaker Manual. It's project number 4, which is a dramatic talk. The timing of the speech will be 7 to 9 minutes. The objectives are, number 1, to develop an entertaining dramatic talk about an experience or incident. Number 2, to include vivid imagery, characters, and dialogue. And number 3, to deliver the talk in an entertaining manner. So please help me welcome Pat Nelson and her speech, the Queen of New Orleans.
Bonsoir, messieurs et mesdames. Welcome to my city, ma belle ville, New Orleans. Or as they say these days, New Orleans. Let me introduce myself. My name is Marie Lavoie, and I am known as the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. I will tell you about my life. I was born in 1794. My papa was a rich white merchant and American. Mama was a Creole. Papa did not marry Mama, but he came to visit us, and he said, "Marie, you are my first child. You are my favorite child, but I can never acknowledge you or your mother." He did not acknowledge us, but he provided for us with a house and with money to live. But he had his other family, his white family, his official family. Life was pretty good. I took up a trade, a very important trade. I became a hairdresser. This is a very important job. It made all the women feel beautiful. It also helped me to learn about the secrets in the city. Life was good. Mama was good, we were living well, and then I met the man of my dreams, Jean. We were in love. He was handsome, he was a successful cabinet maker, and he loved me dearly. What could go wrong? Just as we were about to marry, Mama got very ill. Well, Papa, he called upon the best doctor in New Orleans to visit her. But the doctor just looked at me and shook his head and gave me a vial of liquid for her pain. As Mama lay pallid on the bed, she summoned me. "Marie, call Dede." Dede? The voodoo priestess? No, Mama. Call Dede, please, Marie. So I ran through the streets of New Orleans in hysterics, and I knocked on the door of the priestess, and I said, "Please come to see Mama." And she came. Dede came. She lit candles, she lit incense, she put 4 bowls of water in the 4 corners of the room with bread to suck out the evil and the death and the putrid smell. But Mama died. Dede chided me. "You should have called me sooner. If you had, I could have saved your mother. But instead you went to those white doctors who know nothing, and your mother died. If I had been called in time, I could have killed the crowd that was eating her, and she would have lived. You must live with this knowledge." Well, I was devastated with grief at my mother's death, but Jean convinced me, "You cannot live in sorrow. Let us be married and we will be happy." So we went to the church. We were married by Père Antoine, and within 3 months I was pregnant, and we were happy. But one day a knock came on the door. I opened it to find Madame Francine, another voodoo priestess. She said, Marie, you come with me, you are to be my apprentice. And I said, no, I do not do voodoo. I failed my mother, but I will not do voodoo. She said, you come with me or you will be sorry. Well, I did not go. And within 1 month, I lost my baby. She knocked on the door again and said, are you coming to be my apprentice? And I said, no, I want nothing to do with you. But then I found little voodoo gifts under my pillow, on my windowsill, in my yard. And I thought, I better go and see this again. So I started going to some of the voodoo ceremonies, even though Jean did not wish me to do so. And one day, as I was leaving the dance, he was leaning against a light pole and he saw me and he said, Marie, we are educated blacks. We are successful blacks. We do not do voodoo. You must stop this immediately. And I fell on my knees and I promised I would never go again. But he walked away from me and I never saw him again. So what was I to do? I had no mama. My papa had died, no money from him. My husband was gone. My hairdressing income, while it was good, it was not enough. So I went to the voodoo priestess and I learned. I watched, I listened, I paid attention, and I prayed to the voodoo gods and I prayed to the saints of the Christian church. And I became powerful. I learned spells that would make a woman pregnant who had been barren for years. I learned spells that a wife could give to her husband to stop his wandering eye. I gave spells to young men who wanted to attract a particular girl to have her fall in love with them. I learned spells that could dispel evil. I could throw the bones and foretell the future. But I never would do evil. I would only work for good. Now, as I look at this room, I see people who have aspirations, but who also have sorrow. I see people have joy, but also some pain. I see people who want to be leaders, but perhaps feel that there's something blocking them. Is it a limitation in themselves? Or is it an evil eye from a coworker or a friend? I see people who want to succeed at something, but for some reason, they feel fear. I see people who are uncertain. They don't know. They feel they've got to move in a different direction in their lives, but they don't know what. Ladies and gentlemen, my soul left my body in 1894, but I still dwell on this earth. In 6 days, it will be the Feast of All Saints. I invite you to come to my tomb in New Orleans Cemetery number 1. It isn't difficult to find. You enter the door, my tomb is immediately on the left as you enter the door. Come, put your 3 X's on my tomb. Provide me with a little offering, a candle, a little doll, a few coins, and spend a few minutes with me. Tell me your hopes, your dreams, your fears. Offer me a prayer, and I will do what I can to help you fulfill your life dreams. Madam Toastmaster.